Welcome back to another update. Today we're going straight into it. We've seen a subsequent crash in Bitcoin. It actually went lower than I did anticipate. And today I'm going to be showing what was actually happening behind the scenes with the order flow, what I did with my position, and what is going to be happening going forward on a chance by chance basis. Okay, so let's dive straight into it. So if we're going to go from where we left off with the yesterday's video, we were positioned approximately here at this point, which was around $108,000. Now at this region, which I highlighted very clearly, we had a very, very large support and it did not hold, but I just want to highlight what support level it was. So if we put our fixed range here, we had a very, very large segment of volume. Okay. So it wasn't a failed level in that sense. It did have a very, very large scalp trade, which was 3.3%, which I did end up closing as we've approached down to this level because we lost this. So I didn't make as much as I would have made if I closed my position up at the top here. Nonetheless, we failed to climb above these highs and we started to make bearish market structure. So I had to close on that basis. Since then, we've had quite the fall. In fact, it's from that point, it's been around 5%. So where are we stopping? Why are we stopping here? And what's going to most likely happen on a probability basis. So before we do that, let's have a look at the order flow and what the order flow is doing. So one thing I highlighted was the $38 million of negative delta, which is new shorts entering the market. Okay. So a lot of new shorts entered the market just at this level here. We then saw price have a rise up. That being said, I was still very bullish because they didn't close their positions, and it's not very atypical of the market to let these short traders actually make profit and not get stopped out. But specifically in this case, we didn't take out these highs. We did take out this high, but we kept ranging down. We broke below the VWAP, and I closed when we broke below this VWAP here. So my entry was around here. I closed here for around $500 in profit. At one stage, it was $400 in profit, $4,000 in profit. And that's the risk, and that's something I had to weather as that happened, okay? So we've then since dropped, and what I've seen here is you can look here and you can see we had bearish CVD, slightly, only in a few spots here in this price. So we kept going a bit lower. And if you look at this pivot with low, which we've hit, what have we even seen here? We've seen longs close. So you can see this $10 million positive open interest on this candle, which is negative delta, sorry. And you had 8 million close. So that would have been the longs here closing out, causing this low here. Let's see what the chances are of this being the actual low are, considering we have had a very, very large decrease in price since we took out the high, which I wasn't a short from the high. However, did prematurely close. Would have been a very, very stellar trade, but that is nonetheless, it was very much on point. So if we want to look at where we've just positioned ourselves in terms of the support, we found support down here, okay? So this region, followed by the equal lows down at the bottom. We still have a few more equal lows down here at around 106,000 and 103,000. So that is definitely on the radar, but we've stopped around this region here. We're back in the range in terms of the volume range pivot. If we were to look at this on the basis of it being a channel, you'd be looking at this. So let's have a look here. So right now, you can see we're bouncing off that midpoint. This has been very, very, very well respected actually. So you got resistance, support, breakdown, back into resistance, trading here, some above, breakdown. Yeah, it's been a very, very respected level, which is good. So we have a solid chance at if I were to look at the next resistance level, I would be looking at something like this back up here, a rejection of this high, which would probably be very close to the VWAP. Yeah, so you can see the VWAP here. You'd be looking at something like this. So if we claim above that, then that would be bullish for a push up. So we'll have to see how that turns out, but we are bouncing off the mid-range of the channel. It is a little bit annoying that I didn't take most of my profits at that region. And looking back, it was a good take profit one because you can see here, we actually at the point in time we were over here. So what we saw was very, very large level of resistance coming in just at those highs. So you can see that was just here. If we're going to highlight that, it would look like this. So the resistance level there, which we failed to claim. Okay. Now we are seeing a push up. My mouse is dying right now. Might have to change this one real quick. Swap that one out. Shot this one in here. All right. So what we saw, was that rejection up there. Now we're pushing up. So we are on the mid-range pushing up. This is a very strong candidate for a sold low. So we might, like I said, we might see a price push up. This could be the low because what you could view it as is a 3 drives pattern, which is 1, 2, 3. And then really ideally what you want to be doing is breaking out of this channel properly and having a confirmed break, okay? Obviously that isn't determined yet. And I'm going to be transparent and honest. I'm not in any longs trades right now. I did take a scalp long trade when we dropped, but I'm not in any swing trades, which is unfortunate. So if we do tend to rocket up from here, I will miss that trade and I'm going to happily lose that because for me, I was caught off guard in the sense that I felt I wasn't awake for this low to happen. That being said, it is decently technical, but we do have some lower targets. But yeah, if you're looking at that, it's not a bad level of support. So I really want to highlight that being this low here, the liquidity low of the wicks down there, and then you've just got a daily level which is hiding itself tucked away just down here. So yeah, it's not a bad level for a nice bounce, which we've seen. I think yeah, key level of resistance to claim will be this 111.200. So if you aren't a long, I can't speak from being in a long at this point because I'm not in, as I was long already here, and now I took profit on that, and then yeah, so obviously I'm on that trade now. That's what I'm currently seeing. Let's look at the order flow. We're seeing not much happening, to be honest. This move up has been, one could say it's been shorts closing. So shorts leaving the market, having to buy back. So it hasn't been fueled by heavy buys yet. And then, yeah, nothing special, I would say. Nothing special. But it has a few things going for it in the sense that it's a 3 drives pattern coming into a pivotal low point. Because after this low point, your next point of reference would be the lows down here and here, which would be the bottom of the channel. So you just view that as the bottom of the channel. So just like this. So you'll be taking out these lows. So there's one of two things could happen. I would say the best trade would be down here, a swing failure pattern at this low. So a nice flush out the upside, or you have a low here, which you could do the similar thing there. Okay. Obviously we have to be tracking order flow at the time, which is just this stuff here. Cause yeah, regardless of the fact you did have a really, really good scalp trade at this low point here. If we just want to zoom in on the 5 minute, we can have a good idea of what will happen, because I was honestly expecting it to go higher, and I could have taken easily like multiple thousands of dollars from the market at that point, but I just missed it in the sense that I was too stuck in my ways thinking that was low at that point. Okay, so if we were to look at it, your big candle, which had the majority of the shorts in it, was this one here. So you had 17 million at this low. So that, if you were to aggregate the volume in the middle, let's just say it was down here at 108,000. So right over here. So your volume was down here. They're trapped. Once you bounce above that and you come back up and start trading, they're trapped traders. And obviously we did see a few of them close. So if you look here, you had $2 million in open interest. You had $7 million. That was a significant portion that closed here. And then, yeah, so obviously that was a solid trade. You would have made, percentage-wise, 2.4%. So yeah, it was probably best to take profits, which I did, but I took it as we closed below the VWAP. So, you know, it wasn't like it was spectacular. Anyway, that's what I'm currently seeing in the market. We do have potential to go higher. I've hard levels to the downside. We're going to see the reactions based off that. If you're in a long, not in a bad place to be. Let's just have a look at take profits that you'd be looking at along the way. Well, you've hit your resistance level here. So that's one. If we fail to claim above this, then that's going to be bearish. So if we fail to claim above this, swing for a hat and come back down, you'd be expecting a bit lower in terms of price action wise. Also got a very low coinciding. Other than that, that's all I'm seeing, guys, and I will catch you in the next update I do. For now, see you later and have a good day.